Hello. The lever that we will focus on in this video is ARO, Automatic Replenishment Orders. We will cover what it is, what it isn't, is it a good fit for you, your dealer business system, and common misconceptions. Let's start with the greatest benefits that ARO provides to the dealer. 100% protection on ARO generated orders and return allowance generation on future orders. ARO is designed to minimize, if not eliminate, all future obsolescence. We may even be able to guarantee some parts that are on your shelf right now. The first thing that ARO dealers gain is return allowance. Most in the district are going to be in the 4% club. If you have an obsolescence issue, ARO will immediately chip away at it. So what is ARO? It is one of the technology pieces that I keep talking to you about that can help you be more effective. I didn't do the research, but I can guarantee you that inventory management software has been around for decades and decades. Do you think there's somebody at Walmart counting sheets and TVs every night? Who do you think is counting Advil and Coca-Cola at CVS? A computer program is managing the inventory for all those folks, just like the one running the programs at Napa and JCPenney and other large retailers you can think of. Which brings me to my next point. You are a manager of a retail division. Your title indicates that you're paid to sell parts and to manage inventory. Your paycheck indicates that you're meant to sell parts. With ARO doing the heavy lifting on the inventory management side, you can focus more of your efforts on selling. ARO could cut your inventory management pressures down to, let's say, 20% of your time, leaving 80% of your time to market and sell parts. ARO has been around since about 2007. And I can't think of one dealer that's been asked to be taken off of ARO. Now, the system isn't perfect, don't get me wrong, but it can probably help you be more effective than trying to strong-arm it on your own. ARO takes into account the vehicles that live around you, regardless of the selling dealer, as well as the parts inventory of nearby dealers, among other factors. It uses the information to make recommendations to you. Be advised that it's very likely that ARO will recommend a part that you've never sold before. Keep in mind that just because you've never sold it doesn't mean it hasn't been purchased by a Chrysler Jeep Dodge owner right in your backyard. You just weren't the one to sell it to him. The top two comments I got when ARO was first born, and still today for those dealers that aren't on it, those few dealers that aren't on it, Chrysler's just trying to jam me with parts. My inventory is going to go up. Or Chrysler just wants to control my inventory. Dealers have expressed other concerns, but these are the top two. So let's get those out of the way now. Is your inventory going to increase when you get on ARO? Probably. I would bet yes. Yep, I admit it. Your inventory will probably go up. Now let me tell you why, or better yet, show you. Let's say you have a $100,000 inventory to make it simple. Let's be conservative and say that you have 20% obsolescence, or $20,000 worth. ARO is going to suggest to you to stock those parts that it thinks you need in order to properly service those customers in your area of responsibility. That is the point where your inventory increases. In this chart, the blue bar is your total inventory. It is made up of the other two bars to its right. Yeah, you may have a $100,000 inventory, but you don't have the right $100,000. ARO aims to get your inventory in line with what the market needs. After initial jump, over time, and with return allowance you will now receive, you can work your way out of your current obsolescence position, letting your total inventory settle back down to something closer to where you started. In this example, inventory jumped to $120,000 and settled back down to $105,000. That actually turns versus the previous $20,000 in the obsolescence that just sat there. See the What About Obsolescence video for helpful tips and thought starters. So, will it increase your inventory? Yes. Will you be better off in the long run? Oh yeah. My theory is that your dealer doesn't really care how big your inventory is as long as your inventory is turning. If you're generating $1.40 for every dollar in inventory, your inventory could be $1 jillion and your dealer wouldn't say a word. So don't get caught up in the my inventory is going to go up trap. The other thing is Chrysler trying to jam you with parts so I can FCA. And I can't speak for the company, but in my humble opinion, the answer is no. A big old fat no. That will be very short-sighted of us. I'm not saying the system is perfect once again, but it does us no good for you to have a bunch of stale inventory on your shelves. That cash could be used to hire a tech, another counter person for you, buy a parts truck, anything. There are plenty of things we would rather that money be doing than sitting on a dealer's shelf. Mopar just wants to control my inventory. No, that's not the case. ARO only makes recommendations on what you should do with your inventory. You are always in control. ARO never sends a part to you that you didn't say you wanted. There are a few exceptions when it comes to recall parts, but that's about it. Every night, ARO looks at the daily sales, lost sales, and current inventory. From there, it will make a recommendation to you on whether to phase a part in or out. You deny or approve that order recommendation. You can even make the request of us to grant ARO protection to parts that you say you need. ARO simply helps you manage your inventory better. We never just ship you a part. Now, ARO is not a magic bullet, but it will certainly help your parts operation to get better. So you decided you like ARO and you want to get on board, but your in-house system isn't compatible. Now a tough decision needs to be made. We have a list of compatible vendors that I can give to you. It would be a good idea to check them out and see if one of them works for you, assuming your current DBS is not compatible. After you've done your research, we can even do it together. Go to your dealer principal and present the facts. I want you to help him or her make an informed decision. Try not to simply focus on the system's monthly fees. You may be paying a crazy low monthly rate with your current DBS, but what are they costing you in dealer rewards, discounts, return allowance, and the time you're unnecessarily spending watching your inventory and doing other tasks that the system could be doing for you? If you want the compatible business system list, just give me a shout. If you're ready to dive in, just click on the online ARO enrollment form button in the ARO section of the parts tab. If you need a little more info, there's a short nuts and bolts video in the parts section on the new dealer launch website that you should go check out. So whatever you thought you knew about or whatever you felt about ARO, I ask you to give it another look. It will absolutely change your business for the better. Now it's time to take action.